Salute the flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get started this evening, we need to take a brief executive session to discuss contract negotiations. Just want to take about 5 minutes. Motion to go into executive session. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Call the August meeting to order. We'll salute the flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get started this evening, we need to take a brief executive session to discuss contract negotiations. Just want to take about 5 minutes. Motion to go into executive session. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Long 5 minutes.
Yes, it was.
You know, I have
You
Bob
sent
in
your
there
schedule
talking,
out for that meeting
I
this
know.
week from today.
Now he's
Did you send it to Christina? No, Chris said he wasn't sure she was aware of it, but maybe she just didn't tell him. Okay.
I asked her a while ago, and so she may have gotten it since then.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to come out of the executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, let's get started with the approval of our prior town board minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to
Opposed?
abstain.
Okay, no abstentions.
Okay.
Carried. All right, Mary, when you're ready, let's go on to the clerk report, please.
Okay. Town clerk's report for July 2018. Community house lease for the third quarter, $1,000. Dog licenses, $47.50. Building permits, $2,135. Certificates of occupancy, $400. Then I had a reimbursement for a check that we received in May that was written on a closed account. That was certificate of occupancy, $50. Town clerk's fees, community house donations, $100. Vital statistics, $80. Bank check charge for that check, $10. They reimbursed us for that as well. So the total was $3,822.50. That's for the general fund. For trust and agency, we had a payment for an escrow, $762.97. That closed that one out. So the total check for trust and agency was $762.97. Paid to New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets, $19. Total for the month of July, $4,604.47.
Okay,
There we are.
thank you, Mary.
Okay.
Okay, mail review, what do we have?
I really just have one thing.
One thing.
For the Keeping Identities of Seniors Safe, we're going to be holding that again from September 10th to September 21st. Whenever I'm here, Thursday night, 6 to 8 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, or if it's someone's here for the planning board meeting or zoning board meetings, whenever the building's open, we'll have a unit that they bring in, and they'll take those documents that you put in that secure unit, and they'll take them and shred them. Bank statements, copies of birth certificates, pay stubs, anything like that that's got confidential information on it. And it's sponsored in collaboration with the Columbia County Clerk's Office, Holly Tanner, County Clerk. So September 10th to September 21st.
Excuse me, could you, September 10th to September 21st,
Yes.
where?
Here.
All day long?
No, during my hours, or whenever the building's open.
Okay, good.
Yes, yep. So Thursday, 6 to 8, or Saturday, 10 to noon, or
Any meeting.
Any meeting, you want to come in while they're having a meeting, just drop it in, it's real easy. Any papers?
Okay.
It's for senior citizens, though, Chris.
Yes,
Well,
seniors.
you know,
We won't check your card.
It's-
well, I got
it's-
one if you want it.
Yeah, it's a keeping identities of seniors safe, the KISS program. I have it posted out on the board, I'm not sure if I put one up here.
Can we
Oh,
get that
one
on
up
the
front here.
website as well? We can get that on the website.
It is on the
Okay,
website.
Good,
I believe.
thank you. Okay, correspondence for the web committee. Do we have any suggestions, comments? All right, move on to committee updates, reports. Bob?
Yeah, the park committee had a walkthrough meeting, went very well, I think, was a nice evening for it. We walked over the walking trails that are already there, that have been being mowed by the highway department, and looked at the land and talked about some of the things we think we might want to do. The survey has gone out. The postcards, everybody here got a postcard?
Yes, yes.
I had somebody in here the other night that Mary asked if they got a postcard, they said they didn't. Lives in town, I'm not sure why. I think, they said they were away, and they had a lot of mail to look through, maybe it's buried, or maybe they didn't get it, I don't know. Anyway, the postcard came out very well. Congratulations to Mary and the others that worked on the postcard, with the color picture on one side. Those of you who got it, you've seen it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job.
I just asked Mary before I came in if she had any copies of it. Because some people ask me, they don't have a computer, they don't know how to send it in. So I was wondering if we have any good copies.
Oh, of the survey? Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry, I misunderstood what you
cards.
were looking for.
Survey
Yes, I
cards.
do have those.
The park committee survey, yes.
Yes.
So if you have any good copies, because my printer is what it is.
Yeah, they can
Yes.
get copies for the survey here at the town
Here,
hall.
okay, great.
Yes.
I'll get one on the 9th, Mary.
I have them right on my desk. I misunderstood you, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I think of surveys in another vein, planning board. And I thought you wanted the property
Whichever
survey.
Property survey?
Yeah.
It's not gonna help you much.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sorry.
And there will be another meeting of the park committee on the 13th, I think it is, the week from tonight. And, that's about it.
Excellent. All right, very good. All right, Evan?
Not too much to report this month, due to vacation schedules. Normally we would have met the fourth Monday, but we're going to be meeting sometime this upcoming week. Probably Wednesday or Thursday, we haven't been notified. But I think things are taking shape pretty well, and pretty soon we'll have something to show.
Good, excellent. All right. Chris, anything?
No,
All right. Dawn? Okay. All right, old business. Some of this is mostly updates. Insurance claim from the hail damage. I brought this up last month, I believe. We spoke about it, from the storm, we received a lot of hail damage in the area. Our community house took a lot of abuse from the hailstones on the roof. I actually had the adjuster here. We looked at it. Went up, and the back side facing west took enough of a beating to warrant replacement. So we did get an insurance claim approved for the back half of the roof for the community house. We also got approved for repainting the back of the community house, repainting the back of the town hall, replacing all the screens that are tore out in the back of the community house. There's like 9 of them. And also approved for a new gutter on the back of the town hall. All this was approved, and a check was issued off of a estimate that I got from BT Builders to give us an idea what it would cost to do all this. We did get approval. I'm not going to give the breakdown because we will be bidding this information out separately for pricing, but we did get a check back for $20,513 from the insurance company to cover this. Cedar Shakes roof are very expensive to replace. That's the biggest part of it. But we will be bidding this out, and we will have bids for the September meeting to open and award bids to at least do the painting of the roof. So just to keep everybody updated. Also public bids for fuel oil. We talked about this also last month. This year, the county bid was awarded to Costco for fuel oil. Again, this year, it was also the same company that was awarded to last year. Last year, we were very unhappy with Costco. We ran out of fuel, which is not the worst part of it, because that happens on occasion. But when we notified them, it took them 5 days to get here to bring us fuel in the middle of winter. To me, that's totally unacceptable. If it wasn't for our highway department putting gallons, 5-gallon cans of fuel in, this place would have been frozen solid. So to me, Costco is not the responsible bidder. So in our laws that we've passed, we are allowed to award the bid to the most responsible bidder. We did put out a public bid offering due, I think, the 17th of this month for companies to give us bids on fuel oil. We will be analyzing all the bids at that point and picking the best value for the town for the year. But it will not be the county bid, which is Costco. So again, once we get those bids in, we'll get the numbers together, we'll make a decision at that point, and we'll let everybody know next month how we're making out with that. Bridge, Bingham's Mill Bridge, we spoke about that a little bit last month as well. How I was going to discuss with the county about the bridge being either fixed, replaced, or removed. We had a discussion in the county at the last Public Works meeting about my initial feeling was I brought some information to the county again, saying there's still a lot of support to reopen this bridge. I had a whole page I didn't bring with me tonight. I think Mary's copy about all the fire companies, the 2 town boards, Livingston, Clermont, the traffic safety board from the county, the emergency service EMS, Northern Dutchess was supporting this. Everybody is supporting reopening this bridge. And the opposition is 33 signatures on a petition that lived on the road that didn't want it open. I still presented it again to the County Public Works Committee, and they still do not have any intention on opening that bridge. So, with that being said, I think that issue is not going to go forward at this point, so then I pushed for either bridge has to be removed because it's a liability and a hazard, or it needs to be fixed up and supported and made safe for people to walk across, because I guess people would like to see that as a pedestrian bridge. The county has no interest in putting money into pedestrian bridges. We have enough bridges in the county we can't fund that need traffic and driving, for driving, that we're not going to get into putting money into public walking bridges. So basically the conclusion of the meeting was we passed unanimously the Public Works Committee to take the bridge down. So at this point, it's coming up for vote, I believe Wednesday night, our full board meeting, to finalize it. It is in the budget. It possibly may happen this fall, but it is coming down. And throughout the county over the past 10 years, we've probably closed a half a dozen bridges. Every bridge has been taken down within 2 years. This bridge has been up for 6 years, so I don't know what the holdup has been, but it's finally been approved to be taken down, unless something changes. So I'll let everybody know next month if it does go through and passes, and what the schedule is for removing that bridge. Library box. Last month we talked about building a nice community library box to be installed out in the front of the building. The highway department has taken on that task, and I spoke to him today, as a matter of fact, and he has probably about 3/4 done. He says I'll have it done this week, finish up the last of it. So hopefully by the next meeting, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. We should have that ready and mounted and put it outside here in front of the building. So then we'll have to coordinate with the library at some point to figure out how to stock it and what to do at that point. But I'll actually let you know as soon as we get it mounted. So if you want to get a jump start on it. Thank you for bringing that up to us. All right. New business. Donation. I have a donation pledge, not a donation, but I have a donation from the Southern Columbia Soccer League. And I'm just going to read the letter because I actually spoke to them in regards to the interest in soccer. And I told them we were thinking about a soccer field and blah, blah, blah. We'd like to see if they have interest in helping us out with that. And I got an email back from the Southern Columbia Soccer League, would like to contribute $1,000 towards the purchase of the goals for the soccer field at Town of Clermont Park. We are happy to be part of this endeavor and look forward to being able to have more safe spaces for our children and our communities to play soccer. We're very thankful to the Town of Clermont for continuing to improve our community. Best regards, Treasurers, Robin Edwick, Southern Columbia Soccer League. So when I spoke to him, I called him up immediately to thank him, obviously, and I told him that we would certainly be considering this, and I put that on the agenda for tonight, but at least that's $1,000 towards the soccer. And I did email, I think, the soccer goals to everybody that we were looking at. The total price for the set of soccer goals was $3,793.95. That includes the shipping. Obviously, it was tax-free, so no tax. So what I'd like to do, since they have a donation and they're willing to donate towards this, is what I'd like to do is actually approve this purchase, go ahead and get it ordered, have them send it, deliver it, so we can go ahead and get it set up. They also will stripe the fields, line the fields for us, and help us out laying out the size and everything else. But they certainly are willing to donate some money towards it as well, so I think that's great. So I'd like to go ahead and help them. Sure.
Wouldn't you want to wait till the park survey comes in before you approve this? To see what the feeling tone is of the community about the soccer field?
Well, we're certainly looking forward to the survey. But as far as
before you go approving anything.
As far as moving forward, I think we've always talked about it being a soccer field and a veterans monument. We certainly are open to suggestions on how to make it better. But I think that's what we've always been driving towards. So
I don't think doing this precludes us from doing a lot of other things with that
I'm
space.
sorry, I
too.
can't hear you.
I don't think doing this precludes us from doing other things with that same space. I mean, because
I think that was a big part of it, not doing the backstop and the
Right.
clay leaves that as an option of doing various things and having a multi-use with that.
It's okay, do you know where they would be? I mean, the fields, because you have the sheep farm, even us.
Would be in the remediated
Drive,
area.
Stuff like that, so how
In
would
the,
you
in the
envision
flat
that?
field on the 7 acres, it was remediated.
I know, but it's big, it's 7 acres, so where exactly? So
Well-
I know where you had the idea of the baseball field, I know where that is.
I think
Somewhere
probably in
in
that
that
same general
vicinity.
In
area.
that same general.
Did you think about screening for the sheep and all that while you have?
I don't think
people
sheep
around
will
playing?
mind watching soccer.
No, it's not just, it's, you know, the parking, the thing and all that. I mean, that was also, you
That's-
committed to that as well, I think.
absolutely, and that's
somewhat.
part of what we're hoping to
So-
establish with that committee, that we're going to come up with ideas on what to do. I mean, as far as the layout of the field, you know, the soccer field has to be a certain size, but we're going to center it in the best place so it keeps it away from the edges as much as possible. That makes sense.
I'm from Europe, I do play soccer,
Yeah.
but I'm just trying to figure out where,
Where
it
it
is
is,
and how.
Yeah, I know where the baseball field is. I know where we have.
It'd be similar,
mulch
it'd be similar.
Beyond there, but where would it be? In front, facing 9?
It'd be similar to where the ball field was going to go, which would be right back past where the parking area is, to the back, to the big open field, obviously.
The soccer goals themselves aren't like mounted into the ground. I believe they even
They have
have
wheels,
wheels.
they do have wheels.
So it's not, yeah, I think what Ray is saying, and actually I'm in agreement with it, is moving forward because we do have a donation that's going towards it, a significant amount. But we can establish that a little bit later because the goals can be moved and reoriented and we can still move forward with
So
the
if I
survey.
gave a donation of $5,000 for a senior center, wouldn't that supersede the soccer field?
If that were part of our.
No, I'm just saying, you know, this is what you're telling me. So I just know that the park committee has worked very
I
hard.
don't
getting
remember
us to
senior
survey.
citizen.
The area,
being part of the
the
discussion
land was
in the past.
acquired originally, and Ray, you can back me up on this if you will, because you were involved in that. The land was required with the intent of having playground type or sports type of activities there. And we had intended to put in a softball field, which we had been asked for. But it turns out the softball has kind of gone down a little bit. Little League, we're gonna use it as a practice field, has gone down. We've been asked now to provide a soccer field, and we feel that there is need for that, evidenced by the fact that the soccer league is willing to put in money for it, and it's something that has been in the works, as far as playground or ball fields for, since we started thinking about it. So I'm in favor of going ahead with it.
Just to, respectfully disagree, I think in the deed for Mrs. Hadlinger too, and nowhere does it say about, soccer fields, sport fields, actually talks about gardens, all right? Just to make sure that when things are quoted, you might want to bring actually the real thing.
It was the intent, no, it wasn't anything in,
It does actually say about garden.
it was
Right, It's
not,
very important to her.
It
That
was-
was the garden and gardeners who worked with her as she had envisioned it.
it was not in the contract that there would be a ball field. But Ray, wasn't it true that that's what the intention was when you acquired the land?
The youth,
Huh?
the youth
Yeah,
was the intent.
yeah,
Facilities for the youth,
which would include a soccer field.
ball fields.
Any kind of recreation
Any kind
keep
of
for youth
But Ray,
fitness.
it's not in that document, or those two documents.
Listen, we have a lot of area over there to put in nice walking paths,
No,
nice gardens.
I'm all okay,
Yeah.
not saying anything about that, but just, when you quote documents.
I didn't quote a document.
No,
I said the town board at the time, that was the emphasis that they were placed on, that they wanted to get the property to be able to provide places for ball fields and playgrounds. And Ray, you were on the board at that time. If I'm wrong, correct me.
There's 20 acres, the idea at the time was we could do just about everything and anything. Certainly if somebody wants a garden, flowers planted, that can be done.
In fact, there was a thought at one time of putting a town garage back there.
There was.
Yes.
There was some money spent toward the town garage.
That's right. I mean, there's three real, I think, real things that we really have been pushing for and moving forward on accomplishing. One of them is walking trails. I think almost everybody in the town would like to see walking trails. So that's certainly going to be a big part of the loop all the way around and walking through. The second thing is a veterans monument. I know that's something that I feel strongly about. I mean, if it wasn't for the veterans, none of us would have the freedom to do anything. So I think we need to put a nice monument up for our veterans and support our veterans. And the third thing is the youth. I agree. Any kind of fields that we can put in that can keep our kids off of video games and out of trouble and playing sports is our future. I mean, the youth is our future. So those three things, I think, have to be included in whatever we do on that park. And that's why I'm willing to move forward without the survey on this. But as far as everything else, I look forward to the input of the survey and the work and moving forward to make it as nice as possible for everybody to enjoy. But I think those three things have to be included in this. And that's why I don't have any hesitation on moving forward with this at this point. So.
I could be wrong, but if I recall correctly, when we talked about having softball and soccer, the soccer field was going to be in the outfield area of the softball, where the
Could overlay,
softball field
yeah,
is.
could
So
overlay.
there would be overlap of that, so it's going to be in that same general area.
That's true, we talk about multiple use.
So,
I move we spend the amount quoted to buy the goals.
$3,793.95.
And this will come out of the park.
This will come out of the park donations reserve that we have, so it's all donated money. And the $1,000 that they donate will go back into the offset, so it'll be $2,700 for us. And that's for Manchester's match soccer goals, and that's for the pair. So this is the stuff I just said to everybody.
Yep. I'm in favor.
Is there a second? I made the motion.
Oh, you made the motion? Oh, gosh, yeah. I thought you were looking for a second after me. Yes, I am a second.
All right, all in favor?
And well, before we just a little more discussion, I'd like to ask Dawn if, is there
We can
any
try.
short-term chance to get grants?
We can try.
So we may not want to buy them immediately, if we want to wait, before we can approve Well, I don't know, if we get a
I mean,
grant,
I-
then it costs us less. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know that I could get some,
I don't see
money
how
in
you
30 days.
You're pushing it now.
Huh?
You're pushing it now.
Yeah, I don't know that it would be possible to do something and get money in 30 days that I don't know what, and I don't know what the timetable is to use the goals either.
Well, they'll be wanting to use these in the fall, so I
Right,
mean,
right.
we're talking probably September, we can start using these
Okay.
if we put them up, so.
Okay, but we should move ahead.
Yeah, I think we go ahead and move ahead with their donation. All right, so we had a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Since we do not have a town credit card, I'm willing to put this and purchase this on a card and then just put the voucher to be reimbursed. If that's okay with everybody, makes it easier. All right. Okay.
Is that any problem with not paying the tax on your?
Well, I'll get the tax ID number and I'll actually put it through the town, I'll just pay for it with my card. Okay, repairs to town buildings, just talked about that a little bit with the hail damage. We will be bidding that work out. Once I put the work scope together for the painting and the roof work, we're going to advertise that, put that out for bid, and then we'll probably have the bids for the September meeting. I think there's plenty of time to get bids back for this little bit of work. So we'll be putting that out and opening the bids on September, what's this, 6th? No, 3rd, 4th.
Monday's a holiday.
And that's a good idea now to talk about that. We will be, obviously, our meeting next month will be September 4th, Tuesday night, since it does fall on the holiday, just like we do every month when it falls on a Monday, holiday falls on Monday, we have a following Tuesday meeting, so same time, 7 o'clock.
September 5th or the?
4th. 4th is a Tuesday, yeah. And it'll be the same time, 7 p.m. Sales tax revenue, just an update really. We just received the sales tax check, the second quarter sales tax check from the county. $98,684.36. It was up significantly, 8.5% to be exact, over last year at this time. The revenues have been continually climbing throughout last year and this year. So it's nothing but good news, obviously. It's going to be above what we budgeted by a little bit, obviously. If it's up 8% over last year, we budgeted somewhere around last year's numbers. So everything helps as far as same old spiels, spending money, the local, county, it all helps the town and the county, obviously. So anything that can be spent local, please do, because it does reflect in our payments to the county and our payments from the county for the sales tax. So that's about it. Supervisor report, don't have a lot to go over. We will be, budget season has already started in the county. I know there's a push from several supervisors and discussions on how to try to not have an increase this year. Yeah, right. I mean, that would be a nice change, but I'm not too optimistic when it comes down to the final numbers. But we will see what happens. Revenues are up here, so that's obviously they're up for the county, so that means millions of dollars in extra revenue that they didn't anticipate. So it may offset enough to alleviate an increase in this year's taxes, but I don't know at this point yet. We're really early on and won't have any final numbers till probably November. But I will certainly be pushing for no increase like I do every year, but like I said, I'm not too optimistic. Other than that, I don't really have a lot to discuss unless somebody else has something they'd like to discuss in the county business. Please come see me and ask me. I'll certainly get an answer if I don't have it for you. Moving on to pay abstracts.
Make a motion, we pay highway abstract number 8, vouchers 74 through 85, in the amount of $27,281.81. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Move to pay prepaid general abstract number 8 in the amount of $573.91. Vouchers number 199 through 205.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Move to pay general abstract number 8, vouchers 206 through 231, in a total of $7,076.95.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I make a motion to pay trust and agency abstract number 6, voucher number 12, in the amount of $193.45.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, move on to public comment. Communications to the board. Public comment? All right.
Chris, you-
Would just like to take this opportunity one last time to thank, I don't know if I do it enough, thank all the volunteers that help us out in the town. We certainly have a good amount of people that are showing up to help out with these committees, subcommittees, things like library boxes. There's a ton of different things that people are donating time and effort, and we really appreciate it. I think it helps everybody in the town, and I can't thank everybody enough for their time and energy and resources for helping us. And again, I'd like to just shout out, thank Southern Columbia Soccer League for their contribution. We certainly appreciate that as well. Other than that, I will entertain
And I'd like to add something. I'd like to add that I want to thank the website committee, because the website has been improved greatly, and those people who work very hard on the park committee in getting out the survey to the community. They have met quite a few times, spent a couple of hours of their time and their expertise in getting this out. So I think it's important that we recognize these people.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, with that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried.